Let's speak now to Sebastian Salek, who is a Labour councillor. I mean, Sebastian, sometimes, as they say, you've got to laugh, haven't you, instead of crying. Things are looking pretty awkward for the Prime Minister today.
Yeah, I'm just pleased that he sacked Mandelson, which was the right thing to do, and hopefully we can put all of this behind us, crack on with the really big issue, which is fixing the country. We've been hurting, I think, since 2008. We don't talk about this enough. This is years and years and years of pain to turn around. It's never going to be a straightforward job, and that's what I want to see people talking about. That's what I want to see the government focusing on.
Well, that would be great, wouldn't it? That's what all governments wish for, that the things they're doing well in government, which doesn't really turn out to be a very long list, it seems, aren't overshadowed by what is a growing list of people who instead he's had to sack. I'll remind you of some of those people, because these aren't just the odd backbencher who's caused a blush or two. Oh, no. Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, gone. Minister of State for Health, Andrew Gwynn, gone. Secretary of State for Transport, Louise Haigh, gone. Minister of State for Homelessness, Rushanawa Ali, gone. Minister of State for Anti-Corruption, Tulip Siddiq, gone. Morgan McSweeney, by the end of the day, will he be gone?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, find me any government that doesn't have resignations. It's a normal fact of political life. What I am pleased to see, though, is when somebody does something wrong, they break the rules or whatever, they go very quickly. They're not clinging on for dear life.
Do they go quickly?
They do.
Do they?
They do.
Because I haven't really seen much evidence of Sir Keir Starmer going, they've done wrong and I'm going to sack that person. No, what Sir Keir Starmer's modus operandi has been every single time is to get his poor ministers out on the morning rounds to bat for the person. Well, they didn't know. I think she's done the right thing. Due process was followed. La, 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 la. While he stays stum, then he goes, I'm going to wait for a report. And then it's like, now in the light of the information I have received, that is not a quick process. That is not the signs of a man.
You know, we should have ethics reports. That's a big claim.
But
it's the right thing to do, to have an ethics report. And then the second that came through, Rayner was gone. There was no dilly-dallying.
But what about the second that the dossier from the intelligence services came through saying, don't appoint the Prince of Darkness to be the ambassador in the US. This is MI5 and MI6, right? Saying to the Prime Minister, And that report, he decided, wasn't necessary. That's alarming, isn't it? Is our Prime Minister a man who doesn't care what our intelligence agencies are saying?
It would be alarming if it were true. The reality is, Alex, as you know, we don't have those details yet. No.10 is pushing back on this. They're saying we didn't have anything. They're also saying this is made at a departmental level. It was the Foreign Office.
You say that No.10 are pushing back on this, but I was sitting here during Prime Minister's questions when Kemi Badenoch challenged the Prime Minister on what he knew about Mandelson's relationship with Epstein. He did not answer that question, so I cannot accuse him of lying in front of Parliament. He evaded it. But when she asked about was due process followed, he said it was. He said that the vetting of candidates' due process was followed. He said that in front of the House. So actually, if No.10 are now pushing back against that, was he lying to Parliament?
No, No.10 aren't pushing back against that. They're pushing back against this idea of there being some kind of a report. So these are two separate things. The point now, though, is that Mandelson has gone. The story broke at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night. By Thursday late morning, he was gone. It's a quick turnaround, and that's what we need. A swift change, get him out, move on. Frankly, I think most people in this country don't really care about what's going on across the Atlantic. They care about what's going on in their own lives.
I think a lot of people in this country are going to care about a Prime Minister who put someone like Lord Mandelson in one of the most important diplomatic positions that this country has to offer, and whether or not, and you say there's a difference between vetting procedures and a report. If a vetting procedure doesn't produce a report, what's the point of having a vetting procedure?
My point is, if my wages haven't gone up in real terms since 2008, I'm starting to get anxious about having to put the heating on in a few weeks. I don't really care what's going on.
Sebastian, I'll give you some advice.
What's going on in my home economy.
I'll give you some advice, Sebastian, son. I have a feeling your wages could well go up because at this rate, you're going to be Deputy Prime Minister in 2 weeks' time.
I think there's a compliment in there somewhere, but I'm going to be cautious and not take it.
Oh, do you know what? You're always a good sport, and I love your optimism. And it's always difficult entering the lion's den, especially when it's your government in crisis. So I really do respect you and appreciate you for coming and sharing time with us today. That's Sebastian Salek, who is a Labour councillor, and like I said, potentially Prime Minister in about a month's time. The rate at which the clique around Starmer seem to be falling